Good day everyone. So this is the video film for midterm period. So it's all about conceptual analysis of a documentary film. So let's proceed to part one, the introducing the documentary film. So what's the title? The title is The World's Most Amazing Vacation Rentals. Eco-friendly is the title of season 2, episode 6. Then let's go to the summary. So, the documentary features three different vacation houses that showcase how comfortable and luxury living and sustainable tourism can be incorporated with each other. So, there are three vacation rentals. The first one is the Casa Sisim, luxury property in Tulum, Mexico, along the Caribbean coastline. Then the second one is Olerio Eco Launch, a cabin in the Arctic Circle of Finland. And the last one is the Wonder House, an earth home in Pagosa, Spring, Colorado. So each of the property boosts eco-friendly features from maximizing the utilization of the area's natural resources, such as natural lighting, open air ventilation system, renewable energy, extending up to recycling of waste generated. So despite incorporating sustainability features into these houses, the property owners ensure that elegance, amenities, and the satisfaction of guests will not be compromised. Then, in part 2, it's all about impression, reaction, and realization of the documentary film. So, let's proceed to impression at the beginning of the film. So, in the early part of the documentary, I thought that it was simply a film which features famous tourist accommodation offering luxurious and state of art amenities, just like how any other travel documentaries are showcasing the comfort offered by the place. So, the panoramic view of the locations, the sumptuous meals offered, and the unmatched hospitality of the staff. Then, let's proceed to the feelings and realization in the middle of the film. So, as the documentary progress, it emphasizes how the pictures property are different from other vacations houses. They have been pictures not just because of what they offer to their guests, um, but with their effort to minimize the environmental impact of their property to the area where it is situated. It was evident throughout the documentary, the purpose of the film, which is to promote and encourage people to shift to sustainable tourism. Then, the last one is the last part two is resolution of thoughts towards the ending. So, towards the end, the documentary enlightened its viewers that maximizing the experience of a certain place doesn't need to have a negative impact to the environment. Then people can always choose better option wherein there will be harmony between leisures and environment preservation. So in part 3, it was concept learned from the documentary film. So let's talk about how to integrate eco-friendly features to structures design. So the documentary discussed how the rain water collected in one of the vacation rentals by installing a centralized collection network, which is then directed into a processing facility to convert it into usable service water. So it also mentions how to maximize the use of wind breeze for proper ventilation and the natural lighting, which help minimize energy consumption of the facility. So there was also part where it mentions the advantage of having underground room as it does not usually require air conditioning units due to low temperature of the Earth's ground. Then, so uh, next is the proper layout of the facility is a must. So it was mentioned in the documentary how the small property seems to look bigger just because the structure was well planned. Aside from the big structure itself, the furniture that adorned the facility was also well chosen so as not to be so much space consuming. Also, it emphasized the way the solar panel was laid and incorporated in the design, in the way that it won't be an eyesore and would even give the facility an extra kick. So next is minimizing effect on the natural landscape. So the documentary showcased remarkable strategies employed in the construction of the facilities wherein there will be minimal changes to the landscape of the area as in the earth home. The main structure was built almost below the ground with only the tower almost seen in the view. So this resulted in little alteration in the natural view as in the igloo house. It was built in such a way that it wasn't fixed into the ground, so giving it the ability to be relocated whenever needed, and it shall leave no traces just in case the structure will be removed from the area. So let's proceed to part 4. It's all about problem and solution presented in documentary film versus personal recommendation to resolve the same problem. Let's proceed to the first topic, the difficulty of blending the solar panels to the design. So, solution presented in the film. So, the panels were used directly as the roofing of the hammock area in the roof deck, not just laid over the actual roofing. So, aside from the efficient use of the panel, it also offered the property owner cost reduction to the roofing cost. So, my personal solution, as suggested, recent development in renewable energy generation have led experts to develop more flexible forms of solar energy collecting devices which can be easily incorporated into structural design. So not just in the roofing but also into its wall and other fixtures. The property owners may opt to use these more recent technologies in order to have energy generating capability without installing view ruining panels. So next topic is high cost of utilities in running a rental home. So for solution presented in the film is readily available natural resources were used such as natural lighting to reduce electricity consumption, um, natural lighting to reduce electricity consumption. Open area design was employed to allow natural flows of air, reducing the needs of air conditioning units and use of solar energy to power their facilities. So recycling of collected rainwater was also employed to reduce dependence on local water suppliers. So my personal solution suggested. So the property owners may also use the Japan developed water saving toilet fixture to further maximize the use of water in the facilities. Then the next topic is the alteration of natural views due to construction of facilities in the area. So the solution presented in the film to camouflage the facility into the natural landscape, one of the facilities featured opted a design like a habit house. This idea minimized the exposed structure constructed in the area. So outdoor lighting is also minimized so um, as not to affect the biodiversity presented in the area. So my personal solution. So aside from actual hiding of the structure, the property owners may use materials which can help the constructed facilities mimic the surroundings, such as mirrors. This technique creates the illusion that the structure doesn't exist in the area. So, the part 5 recommendation that may improve the documentary film. So the first one is discussion on how to have access with the features facilities. So the film is sort of a travel documentary. One of its major goals is to promote the vacation houses that were visited. However, in the entire documentary, very little information were tackled about how to visit these places. Data regarding the nearest famous landmark, modes of transportation to take, and even contact person were not mentioned. The second one is the discussion of the environmental impact of the eco-friendly features of the property. So, the documentary must have included a brief discussion of the impact of having a sustainable tourism property. Such may include data on how its may have positive effect on issues such as lowering pollution and gas emissions and conservation of naturals and non-renewable energy sources. A visual comparison, for example, percent reduction of environmental impact of sustainable versus conventional properties may give the people an actual and measurable insights of its positive effects. With such data in mind, people can be encouraged to patronize eco-friendly home rentals because of its lesser environmental footprint. So the next one is discussion of economic impact of sustainable property rentals. So the documentary should have also includes economic aspect of having eco-friendly properties, fact that have been presented on how and to what extent the operational cost of the property was lessened, thus increasing its profitability. With this being eco-friendly, so data on percent in the reduction of energy consumption, water consumption, and other operating costs have should have been included through this. Property owners all over the world may be encouraged to shift to sustainable tourism. So let's proceed to part 6, the last part. Um, Rating on the documentary film. So we have criteria, rating, and the weight of the rating. So per content, I give 95 points. So the weight of it is 40%. So in presentation, I gave 90 points. So yeah. So also in impact, I gave 90 points. So overall rating, it's 92 points. So my overall personal rating for the documentary film is excellence, aside from showcasing commendable accommodation, which offer best value for our money. It likewise shared insight to the audience how to integrate tourism and business with the efforts to conserve the environment. So this is all for conceptual analysis of a documentary film. Thank you.